All right, let's talk about measuring upper levels a little bit. We measure the lower level of this house, and I mean, it's pretty basic, and you can get the exterior dimensions, from the front for the upstairs. So you always want to walk the exterior of the house before you do any interior measurements upstairs. It really helps you to get an idea of dormers or areas that jut out. It's always just a good idea to see what is all around the exterior of the house before you go upstairs. Now, when I go upstairs on this particular house, you always try to do an exterior layout. Before you ever pull a tape measure, kind of walk around the whole upstairs and figure out which way the measurements are going to go. Now here, obviously, these are pretty simple measurements. This is the staircase I'm working on right now. And of course, if you've got a disto or some kind of a laser measuring device, it makes things a lot easier. But what I've done in this case, actually before I started these measurements, when I came upstairs and walked the exterior, I have already drawn out an exterior design. So I pretty much know which measurements that I'm going to need to take. Now, for instance, when we get over here in this corner, you can see that the wall comes out and then the interior wall comes back to you. But that is not the exterior dimension. This wall comes up to the bathroom and then it actually goes back out. And a lot of people, if you want to draw out the interior walls and do a floor plan, that's a business choice you have to make. For me, I'm doing the square footage, and unless they're hiring me specifically to do the floor plan, I'm just going to do a basic design, mark the exterior rooms, count the square footage, and just label where the rooms are located. But in this case, I took the door frame and measured all the way to the end of this bathroom. I had also taken from the exterior wall to the left of that and measured to that wall, so I can find the difference between that interior wall and this full wall that goes to the back of the bathroom. Now in this case, the bathroom wall is the same as this bedroom wall, and of course, since I've already walked around it, I kind of already know what I have to work with. But you should always just verify those measurements just to be sure, because sometimes there can be a 1 foot, or even a 0.6, some kind of a sneaky dimension, and if you've walked outside, it makes it easier. But in this case, I measured the width of the bathroom, I'm measuring the width of this bedroom, and of course, anytime you can do full pulls across the whole area, it makes things much easier. Now, in this bedroom, there's mirror bedrooms in this design. At the back of the house, there's a bedroom, a closet, there's an adjoining closet, and then another bedroom. And actually, we'll show you in a minute that you can, in this particular design, you can do a full measurement all the way across. And this measurement should come out. Now, let's see, I'm measuring here, and I'm measuring all the way across the interior of the house. Now, what we're supposed to find when we do this is that this measurement should be about 1 foot less than the exterior measurement from the lower level. It really should be the same thing. It's a full measurement, but we took the exterior measurement on the lower level. And of course, I'm walking, so you can see that you can't take a measurement with the red dot doing all that. But you can see we took that full measurement, and with adding the 5/10 of a foot for each exterior wall, it should match that measurement that was across the front porch of the front of the house. And you can see as I'm walking, you're going to see this is the mirror bedroom. Same thing, the closet backs up to the other closet. The back wall of this house is straight. It's a pretty simple design on there. So as long as you do your walk before you start pulling your tape measure or your laser or whatever, it makes things much easier. Now here I'm measuring the dimensions of this bedroom. Sometimes agents, it depends on the purpose of your appraisal, of course, but in this case they want to know room sizes, so I'm actually gathering the room sizes while I'm here. But on the back side of this wall is the staircase. And you know, the staircase, I harp on staircases, I know, but it's one area that a lot of appraisers simply take out of the sketch, and you should not do that. This square footage is part of the finished living area on both floors. Now see, this area goes all across the staircase. That is finished square footage on this upper level, just as if we had raised this square footage and made the floor level with the top of the living area here. So it's just like it's flat walking area. You want to count those dimensions. And of course you can see it's straight across that back wall, and then behind the tape measure, and then that wall comes up and then goes over towards the front. You know, when you see the floor plan, you'll see, and of course this is the first floor plan, so you can kind of see where we got the exterior dimensions from on the front of that house. That should be the same as the upper level. But when you get to the upper level, you can see, you know, it's a flat level area across the back. Both sides come up. You know, this is really not that complicated of a design, but when you go upstairs, you should be able to draw this out and then pull your measurements from that point. And it makes it so much easier by already having, you know, the perimeter. And you know that upper level has got to be the same width as this measurement across the front. Now this is the sketch I actually did from them, and you can see it's the purpose of this is to calculate the total square footage or gross living area. The upstairs, the downstairs, the garage, these are some things that would be wrong in tax records, but in this case we got 2219 square feet.